Well, hello everyone. Sheila's back again. It's another lovely morning. It's a lovely morning to sit outside and knit. I only hope what happened yesterday morning doesn't happen this morning. I looked on my phone, not yesterday, the day before. It said we were getting thunder and lightning and heavy rain. And yesterday when I checked my phone, that had all changed. It was going to be sunny spells all day. No rain, no thunder and lightning. So there I was. It's okay in the morning, doing a little bit video, showing you what I was doing, and then I went further down the garden because there's a bottom patch down the bottom of my garden. There was really a lot of weeds in when digging over, and so I started digging that over. And then all of a sudden there was I had this little table I'm sitting in front of here, nice seat or metal. It's a little bistro table and a couple of chair sets. And you don't leave things like that out in the rain because they go rusty. But there I was digging a little bit. I thought I'd just dig a little bit at a time and sit down for half an hour work, half an hour sitting knitting to rest. And I had just dug over enough, took me half an hour to dig over a little bit that I had done, and then these great massive spots of rain started coming down. About the size of the 10-pence piece on my table. So I had to rush in, picked everything up off the table, took the table in, the chair in, because in my chair I have a cushion on it which I'm sitting on. Into the house. And that was all the rain we had, the time it took me to take the things in, but then the thunder started. I'm going to show you just a little video I made yesterday while it was like that, while the thunder started, just to show you what we weren't getting yesterday that we did get. Oh, we just had a flash of lightning there. So it's going to be a thunderclap in a minute. And I had just decided to start digging my garden. It was lovely a few seconds ago. I've dug just a little bit down the bottom there when it started. It's looking a little bit brighter in the distance there, so I think we're going to get the nice weather coming back again. It's not quite as loud that time, so it must be starting to dissipate. Well, I had a few heavy drops of rain, but that was all. Unless the rain's coming later, I hope not. Well, it's starting to brighten up, that might have been it. Oh, there's the sun. No, it's not, still coming. Sounds like it's coming back actually. So it feels like the ground's shaking. So that was the thunder we got yesterday. You couldn't see the lightning, I think there was too many clouds. I think I seen one lightning flash. But it went on for quite some time actually. I've only shown you a little bit on here because I've edited out all the time in between the thunderclaps. But you know, remember when we were kids? Yeah, Mum used to say it was the clouds dunching into each other when they made that noise. So I have got a little bit further with this little cardigan. I didn't get much done last night after I sat down to watch one or two things on my computer, and I started knitting on the blanket, and I did have a knitting pattern to post that night, which I would have went up to the post box about 10:30, but I didn't feel too good last night for some reason. I don't know what it was, but I started feeling uncomfortable and was trying to knit the blanket, and I could hardly make my hands work. I gave up about 9 o'clock and said I'm going to bed, and that pattern is going to have to wait until tomorrow. I just cannot. Don't know what was wrong with me last night, but now I'm starting to wonder if it was the strawberries that I had, because when I think about it, in my older age, the last few years, I have suddenly become allergic to just about everything. I don't know why, because I've never had any of these allergies when I was younger. I can't wear perfume on my skin. I come out in red, itchy blotches all over if I put it on my skin, so I just spray it on my clothes. And it took me a long time to find an antiperspirant deodorant that didn't do the same thing. And it is actually the Dove one is very good. That's the one, the Dove original, just the original. I can use that one. That doesn't do any harmful effects like the perfume. The same with eating stuff. If I eat too much chocolate, I must be allergic to that. Too much peanuts, allergic to them. And I have suddenly started developing, I was actually told in a chemist, I went into the chemist because I was getting a lot of very dry, flaky bits on my skin and my eyelashes around my head and around my ears and all that, and it started going down. I can feel it different places, and seemed to be affecting my nails, fingernails and toenails. And the young chemist in the shop told me, he says, you've got dermatitis. And I'm looking, how on earth have I got dermatitis? That's another allergy. So I went to the doctors anyway, and they did say it's dermatitis, so we just had to put some E45 cream on that. And then I started remembering about the strawberries. I wasn't feeling too good, and I did wake up in the middle of the night and I felt a bit sick actually. And I've never been allergic to strawberries, except I do remember a time when I was quite young, in my late teens, eating strawberries and coming out with a red rash all over. And every time I ate strawberries, that's what happened. Until later on in life, when I was pregnant with my first child, somebody offered me something that had strawberries in, and I ate them and I was okay, and I've been alright ever since then. And I'm just wondering whether it's the strawberries, because I've never had them for a long time. But I have some more to try. I'm going to test it. Not tonight, because I'm going to bingo tonight. But I'm going to test it with what I have some strawberries left over from the crumble that I made yesterday. I'm going to just eat them to see if it is. Because there was no reason. I couldn't understand how I felt so awful last night, and then waking up in the middle of the night. And I felt nauseous, but I wasn't actually sick. And that was about 3 o'clock in the morning. but I did doze off again and I was okay when I woke up. But it's just, why on earth do we get all these things like allergies and all that just because we're getting old? I don't know. But anyway, I'm doing a little bit of this. Do a little bit of this until the afternoon, and then I might do a little bit of the blanket, because I've been doing the blanket usually about tea time, but I won't be doing it because I'm going to bingo tonight. So I'll do a little bit this afternoon and hopefully get it finished so I can do the PDF, because a lot of people are waiting for that PDF especially for the rosebud blanket. And I'm putting the 3 blankets into one pattern, so it has to wait until I finish the whole lot. I have finished the rosebud one, and I was going to just use that picture and blend. I have some photographs of the other ones that I did. I was going to blend it in with that photograph to show, so I could show the 3 different patterns pictures. But I couldn't find any software that put them together. Not stuff that was free, you would have to pay for. I used to do that years ago with some other kind of software that was free. But I haven't got it on my computer any longer, and I couldn't remember what it was and I couldn't find it, so I'm just going to wait until I finish the other blanket, and then I'll take a picture of the 2, that one and the rosebud one together. I'll just do a little bit of this one in the meantime, and then when I finish this I'll be able to do the PDF for this one and then start sorting on another one. I have been asked a few times for the 2x4 blanket, 2x4 basket stitch little cardigans and that I do, and I do them for adults as well, so I'll probably start on them ones next. But I think I have a lot of notes because I've done quite a few sizes in them before I started writing out my own PDFs, my own patterns, so I'll go through all my notes and I might be able to make it up from the notes I have, instead of having to sit and knit them all first. Because even though I've knitted them umpteen times, I still forget how many stitches for this and how many stitches for that, unless I write it down. Today. Oh, and I also found out the little boy next door that asked me about knitting and about my knitting channel, Jensen. I was talking to his mum yesterday, and she was telling me that what he was asking for was for school. They're actually learning to sew and knit in school, and he wanted my YouTube channels to take into school to show the teacher that he had a lady living next door to him that taught how to do knitting. They're funny kids, aren't they? I'll have to find out which school it is and see if they need any, things, because I do have a lot of odd balls of wool and that I could give them for whatever they're doing. But that's nice that they're teaching little boys to knit and sew, which they never did in my day. It was always, the boys did woodwork and metalwork and that sort of thing, and all the girls did was the sewing and the knitting. And they never taught boys things like that in my day, but apparently they must be doing it now, which is a good thing, really. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another day. So bye for now.